Yep, I've been buying again. What is it this time? Well, if you just take a look over my shoulder here, you will see exactly what it is. We have the Missing Link C-01S Sentinel Prime, and we have the C-10 Ultra Magnus. The Sentinel Prime, that came into me, let me see now. What day are we on? Yes, we're on that day. Probably about 3-4 days ago. I'm going to split it into two. Well, it's going to be one video, but it will be split into two distinct portions, if you will. First portion will be Ultra Magnus. The second portion will be Sentinel Prime. So that plan originally was to do one video. Kind of a double feature thing, but yeah, didn't work out that way. The Ultra Magnus portion ran for an hour. I still can't believe that, an hour talking about Ultra Magnus, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing, but I just didn't think that I'd have that much to say about it. I do try to keep these things as short as I can, but for some reason, yeah, they just tend to go on and on and on. However, with Missing Link Sentinel Prime, pressure's off a bit really, because it's been out for so long. I don't really feel I need to say as much about it because other people will have already done that. What I'm going to do is just basically look at it. It's not going to be a review. I'm trying to move away from that. I'm just trying for it to be more of an observation, kind of like I'm looking at it and giving a dialogue, if you will, of just like an unconscious stream of thoughts as and when they come. I don't plan these things, which is probably self-evident. But yeah, so Sentinel Prime was going to be part of last week's with Ultra Magnus, but are overrun. So in the edit, I decided to hack it up and get 2 videos out of it. So that's what you're going to see now. Is there anything else I want to say before we move on? No, I don't think there is, because you got the preamble really from last week. This is just, yeah, it should just be me introducing part 2. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, are we sitting comfortably? Excellent, I will begin. Missing Link C-01S Sentinel Prime. Let's have a gander at it, shall we? So next up we have Takara Tomy, Missing Link C-01S Sentinel Prime. I can't read that, I just know that it says Sentinel Prime. That's all. We're going to take a brief look at the box. First thing I want to say about it is I do like the monochromatic look to the box. I love that, this black and white thing going off. It's, yeah, I think it fits with what we've got inside the box. And when we get Sentinel out of the back, you have to excuse me, I hate calling it Sentinel. It shouldn't, there's no business being called Sentinel Prime. But again, that's something else to get into later on. The box, yes, love the black and white look of the box. It's essentially just exactly the same as the... Sorry, I moved my head away from the microphone then, didn't I? Because I was looking around on the shelf. It's the same box as what we got with Missing Link Optimus Prime, or Convoy, whatever you want to you prefer calling him. It's just done in black and white. I'm going to see how many times I can say black and white before this portion of the look at is is done with. Front, lovely artwork. That is a great drawing and a great pose of Optimus Prime there. We've got the contents of the box but in robot mode, and the trailer open with all the various gubbins in there and roller. Top of the box we've got vehicle mode, robot mode, more writing. Bottom, we have warnings. On the side, we have one image with the Energon Axe and vehicle mode, and the other side we have vehicle mode and with gun in hand, and then on the back then we have that gorgeous box artwork that I like, and I always say that I like, so there's nothing new that you're hearing there. We have got the different modes, so we've got like a battle mode, and then we've got the, I need to find out if there's a specific name for that thing. I'm assuming there must be, but for the life of me, I can't think what the hell it is. But anyway, yeah, so we've got various alternate modes or usages there for the trailer. And then we have the tech spec and a brief bio readout for Sentinel Prime. And that's it. That's the box. Nothing more I want to say about it. Nothing more really to say about it. Right, so we've got the box contents all laid out for you here. Pretty much the same as what we got with Missing Link Optimus Prime. Just one or two colour variants here and there, which I'll get into. I'm going to start, as ever, with the paperwork. So we've got the tech spec decoder. Nice little bit of red translucent plastic there. It's always appreciated, always like that. Put that down there. We have the collector card. Yeah. Sentinel Prime on the front. On the back, I like this kind of line artwork, technical drawing style picture there, and then it'd be a breakdown of the character, his maybe strengths or appearances or whatever. But yeah, that's a collector card. Still, again, very flimsy, very papery. I'd appreciate if they were a little bit thicker, not like card. And I still have no idea why they've got this little punch hole at the top there. Anyway. We'll go for an instruction sheet. I'll fold this out. There we go. So a lot of bump here at the top. It gives you the contents here, and then it goes through the transformation sequence, which isn't that difficult really. If you've transformed one Optimus Prime, you've transformed them all pretty much. And then it continues on the back. It shows you, it's Sean Connery, yes. If you so wish to, it shows you where you can place the stickers. Also on roller as well. And then, actually, that's a point. Is it still called roller now that it's supposed to be with Sentinel Prime? Who knows? Answers on a postcard. And then it gives us a little breakdown of some alternate modes here, like repair bay, whatever that's called, and we'll get around to seeing to that next. Anyway, you know what it is. There we go. But instruction sheet, booklet, whatever you want to call it. We then have the sticker sheet, which they have included kindly. Not that you're going to need them, as I've said before. With other Missing Links, all the details that would have had a sticker on the originals, now on the Missing Links, have them, in most cases, moulded and painted, or sometimes it's just painted on, so these are pretty much redundant, but I still do appreciate the fact that they include them. The ones on here which I could see you potentially using if you so wish would be the headlights for roller, and then the internal computer screen readouts, etc., that you put in the trailer. But yeah, still paper, not foil. But although there is a shininess to it. Yeah, not much more you can say about that. And then we have the catalogue, which should fold out like so. There we go. So we've got a nice bit of artwork there to the far left. We've then got a big spread here about C-02, which is the animated colour version of the Missing Link Optimus Prime, which came just with the cab on. That one didn't come with a trailer. And then we've got then is just kind of some information about his initial release in 1985 in Japan. And then on the opposite side of the catalogue, we've got that 84 box artwork there. And then we've got more information then on the toy version of the Missing Link Convoy, which is C-01. So C-01? I think I mean C-01, don't you? But yeah, that's that's a point. I've just noted there's a display stand there. I wonder where that display stand's from. It's the base of it kind of looks like an Autobot logo. May have to look into that. That could be a nice little addition to have for when I'm taking some photos. Anyway, that's the catalogue. Let's not dwell on it too much. Yep, okay, down there. Right, accessories. First one, the bloated rifle. The bloated rifle is more associated with Convoy and his Japanese release. Over here in the UK and in the US, we had a slimmed down version of this. It was sculpted slightly different. The first time I actually had one of these bloated rifles was when I got I think it was the 15-year anniversary, the JAFCON special reissue of Convoy, and that had this bloated rifle in. And then when they did the 2002 New Year special, they had the bloated rifle and the US UK, well, call it the Hasbro rifle. They had the Hasbro rifle in there as well, and then that was doubled up again. Then I'm just thinking for the Transformers collection. No, the Transformers collection just has the bloated rifle. I personally prefer the bloated rifle. There's nothing wrong with the Hasbro version, but the bloated one just looks like it's got a bit more heft to it. It's like a bigger, kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, put that to one side. We have the hose, nozzle, and pumpy attachy thingy that goes on the back of Roller. They're stopping in the bag because the accessories for Sentinel here, I'm not taking off the sprues or anything like that. I've got, if I want to use accessories, I've got the ones from the Transformers collection that I can bring in and use should I want to take any photos or display with accessories, so there's no need for me to open these up. But yeah, hose and hose attachments. We have the obligatory Energon axe, which is moulded exactly the same as the one from Missing Link Convoy, just in a darker plastic. Is that it's almost a red, it's a deep orange, almost red colour. I'm kind of indifferent about the Energon axe. I mean, I'm not particularly bothered whether you include it or not, to be fair. For me, it falls into that category of, oh, look, it's an accessory from, it's that thing that they'd used in that episode for probably about 30 seconds and then never saw them use it again. So it's not really a major thing for me. I don't want to be down. I'm not being down on it. I always appreciate accessories, but it's one that I'm not overly bothered whether or not they include or not, because other than taking the odd photo with them, I never use them. So. Missiles for that internal thingy, whatever they call it, which hopefully by now there's somewhere on the screen with a bit of text saying what its actual name is, or if it does have a designation. But yeah, those are the missiles for it. I can't remember. I'm just feeling the nubs here down the bottom. I don't think they fire out. I think they just push in and they stay there. I think the firing mechanism's being removed, but when I open the trailer up, I'll be able to confirm that. But yeah, we get 4 of those. Now these are like the wheelie good. Oh dear, dad puns. Yes, it's the wheels for Roller. Again, I'm not taking them off the sprue because I have quite a few rollers that I could pull up on should I need one for photos. But yeah, wheels. There we go. Talking of Roller, here he is, bereft of wheels. He's on bricks. Looks like someone's nicked his wheels through the night. Moulded exactly the same as previous Rollers, apart from this nice little gadget gimmicky thing here. And you rotate it around, and it's got a little. It's not a siren, is it? It's the flashing light. What would be a siren thingy, whatever it is they call it. Yeah. Mine's drawing a blank today. But yeah, and then it flips back around again, so then you can insert the... Well, you can put the gun in there. Will it hold the trailer? Because I'm pretty sure the original roller, you could hook the trailer up to it. We'll get back to that. And then we have a matrix of greenership. Yeah, no, matrix of leadership. Come on, don't stop being silly. Yeah, it's green. It's green. Why? I have absolutely no idea. But I can't say that I dislike it. It's a very nice, shiny, chromed green, and it looks very nice in the light. So I'm not knocking it. I just don't understand why. Yeah. And that leaves us with Sentinel Prime himself. So what I will do at this point is I will just move the trailer out of the way and we'll take a look at the cab. And here's the cab. It's identical to Missing Link Optimus Prime. I think, is that the same shade of blue for the legs? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to do a comparison on this video because of last week's overrun, excuse me, as I perceived it. I'm going to keep this a lot shorter and briefer, but I'll be able to do, well, the comparisons will come in the photo gallery, which will follow, which will be viewable on the Vaults of Icon website, and I will provide links to that in due course with the video description, and then I'll post on Facebook and Instagram links as well. So anyway, yep, vehicle mode exactly the same. Missing Link Prime, apart from this yellowy, orangey kind of colour. The gas tanks are gunmetal chrome as well. I do like that. They look kind of nice. We've got the rubber tyres, chromed wheels. We've got the painted and moulded detail on the end of the feet there. Painted on detail for the stripe around the cab. No painted headlights on the bumper or the main headlights themselves. Got this nice blue translucent window going off, and then the chromed smokestacks. Now, I did mention earlier, and I mentioned last week as well when I was talking about Magnus, I'm not over keen on calling this Sentinel Prime because it's not Sentinel Prime. I kind of get why maybe they felt they had to give it a name designation, but people who have watched More Than Meets the Eye Part 1, 2 and 3, and for us in the UK, Arrival from Cybertron, you will know that this colour of vehicle and trailer, I'll just bring the trailer briefly back in, this is supposed to represent the truck that Teletran 1 scans when it sends the satellite pod out for suitable alt modes. So it scans this truck, and the truck mode becomes the basis for Optimus Prime. One thing I will note though is that this colour is a lot paler than the one we see in the cartoon. In the cartoon, the shade of colour is more akin to... I'm just looking at the shelf down here. Yeah, I'd say it's more in line with Huffer. But that could just be my eyes. I may put a screenshot up somewhere that'll show you. Anyway, but yeah, so that's where the inspiration for this comes from, that particular scene, which lasts probably all of 5 seconds, if that. But never let it be said that Takara doesn't waste the opportunity to give us a repaint. And I'd say for the most part, repaints are welcome. Okay, enough waffle on that. I think we'll get him transformed. So yeah, the transformation sequence. Let's go. Right, and here he is in robot mode, looking very, very, very much like Optimus Prime, but just in a different colour. So what can I say? Yeah, what can I say at this point about him? Where do we start? We'll start with the obvious. So head sculpt, exactly the same, but we've got a lick of paint here on the head crest, the eyes, and the faceplate. So that we've got the crest and the faceplate are done in this reddy orange, and then we've got this nice metallic-y blue paint. It's almost cyan really for the eyes, which I do like. It probably isn't being picked up very well on camera, but it stands out quite well here in person. We've already mentioned the chrome smokestacks and the chromed grille and bumper. We've got the moulded and painted detail here on the forearms. It's nice gold paint on the two cylinders, and then we've got the silver here at the end, same on the other side. Knee details, it's more of a bronze really, it's like a bronze. There's white outline there, then red and yellow inserts, and again that's all moulded and painted as well. We've already mentioned the feet detail, did that while it was in vehicle mode. Chroming on the legs, we've still got that gunmetal chrome in there, visible on the fuel tanks. Still the chrome wheels and the rubber tyres on display, and then round the back, yeah, bit of a bland and barren pale affair really there. There's nothing really going on. So that's pretty much it for the colouring and paint applications. The legs here are moulded in blue plastic. The die-cast feet here are painted. All this top section here is all moulded in the yellowy orange plastic, but the front cab section here, this part, is die-cast and that's painted. While I've got that opened up, we'll just take a look at the matrix chamber, which is just this chromed plastic block which can be removed. And just pull that like that, and there we go. Kind of just moulded and stepped down so it fits in nice and snug. When you take that out, you can then see the blue plastic area that will be the seating. This is a good opportunity, I think, for us to bring in Jeff. Hello, Jeff. And he will sit in the cab section like so. Yep, there we go. So I'll pop that back in there because I'm going to get the matrix. Bring that up. Just pop that in there. There we go. And yeah, again, I'll repeat myself. I no idea why they've gone for this chromed green for the matrix, but I like it. It does work, and it really stands out and contrasts against the chroming colour of the matrix chamber there. Close the chest section up and bring it back down, and yeah, I mean, again, it's probably not picking up on camera, but I can see it in there through the window, and it looks nice. That green contrasting with this yellow orange, and then the blue tint of the windows. Articulation, we have head that will twist. It's very stiff, so not twist. It will twist all the way around, but I'm not bothering doing that. The arms will also twist all the way around. We have the joint there that's moulded into the upper arms. And if I just bring that down again, we've then got a joint here, which is where it attaches to the cab section. Like so. There will, not really, but they will bend backwards. It's not really as such what you class as a butterfly joint. We've then got a ratchet joint on the elbows here, and then they will twist round like so. Hands will twist round, they'll spin round 360, and then we've got opening piano fingers there. There is a slight twist, waist swivel, if you will, but it only gets you to there. Like so. Would it go any further if you lift the... No, you're just not getting the clearance from those wheels, are you? So no. So it's literally, it's not even a quarter turn either way. We've then got the legs So we've got a joint here at the top of the thighs that brings your legs out like that. They will go back. No, they will go quite back, but it kicks these wheels out. Well, obviously they'll go quite back because they need to for the transformation sequence. Let's bring them back down. Let's tab that back in. There is a thigh swivel there, like so. And then we've got a knee joint, single joint, but it gets you that quite nice angle there. And then feet, we know that they bend all the way down because that's part of the transformation sequence. And then there's a bit of a rocker there. So when you bring the legs out, it can do like a bit of an A stance thing going off there. Final piece of articulation on the Missing Link Sentinel is the ab crunch, and it separates here. That's where the joint is for it, and if you just pull it, then it's just one click, and it only brings you like so, but it's enough for it to be effective. You know, it kind of it allows him to look down, so to speak, like that. And that's it. So that's your lot really for Sentinel. We've done the paint and applications and the colour plastics, the detailing, the articulation, the matrix chamber, and the matrix. I think we'll just move on to the trailer. So we'll pop him out of the way. We'll bring the trailer in, and there it is. Identical to Optimus Prime's, even moulded in the same colour plastic. The difference being that this paint, is it paint or is it a sticker? No, it's a sticker. It is a sticker. So right, so yeah, it's just this sticker is paler, and it is bereft of the Autobot symbol there. Outwardly, these fold out as per the original, like so. The back door opens on these two clips either side, and then it opens up just pulling on those tabs, and there you go. You have the trailer. These stickers are already pre-applied, giving just whatever detail it is. Bit of a computer readout there, and then we've got molded this kind of like workstation, and then this looks like it could be some kind of vehicle that be piloted, because I think they're probably molded to look like guns perhaps. We've got a peg hole here, which if I bring the lippery, I bring the blaster up, and that will peg excuse me, that will peg into there like so. I wonder if those peg holes are the right size as well. Will it peg in there? I'll just lift that up. Yep, also pegs into there like that. What we have lost on the Missing Link, we've lost the spring launcher mechanism. Yeah, we've lost the spring launcher mechanism there, so roller can't be thrust out of the trailer. They have left the moulding though of the tab that you would push down for that to happen. But yeah, that mechanism is gone. And just to confirm, yes, the firing mechanism for... I'm just looking up. I see any springs in there. I'm not seeing any, so I'm not sure. I don't want to say 100% no, there isn't, but I can't. I mean, it'd help if I had my reading glasses on. I can't see any springs, although they may be there. But I'm not taking the missiles off the sprue just to test that. And then fold this out. We've got the radar or antenna, and then we've got the armature that then has a hand thing on it which opens up and grasps and can hold things. It's on this extending arm here, and it will twist round at the top. Now, the other difference between the original from this from the original is this detaches. There we go, and it did come off. You've to slide it, you just push it and slide it forward, and this clip here, it tabs off this clip. And if we just put that to one side, when you look underneath, you can see it's got some wheels on it. It has some little wheels which then allow it to roll backwards and forwards like that. It's not too sturdy when the armature here is fully extended, but I'm sure it's probably a lot more stable when you have it down in that position like so. So yeah, so that's that. Again, by this point, I think I would have already have put up somewhere on the screen what this thing is actually called, if it does have a name. And then finally on this, the cockpit opens up like so. So then what you can do is you can bring in Jeff, and Jeff should sit inside there. That's interesting. That is interesting. Unless I'm doing something wrong. I mean, when I put my finger in there, I can feel a recess that would allow the feet to go under, but maybe the feet are just too big. Maybe that's a bit of an oversight. Because what I have noticed is that these are different from the original Dionauts that came with the Diaclone figures. So maybe the difference in moulding of the feet is what's stopping it from going in there properly and sitting down. It's even like that, it just, the canopy won't close down. So no, it's not going to happen. I'll revisit that. If there's a way I can make it work, there'll be photos to show that. Anyway, that's that. All this is just moulded out of coloured plastic. There's no paint work on it. Got a bit of a translucent canopy here, but it's not as... There is a bit of opacity to it. Opacity, which isn't present on the translucent blue window of Sentinel himself. Right, let's fold that back up. Back down there. Let's put this back into the trailer. The trailer, so I'll just touch on that. Yeah, the trailer is all just moulded in coloured plastic, apart from the chromed wheels and rubber tyres. But yeah, it's all, there's no paint work on it at all. So if that goes in there, there we go. That clips in. Got that all the way back. Yep, that's fully in now as that. Push that down. Oh, actually, before I do close it all up, I'll get... There we go. Roller without his wheels, but you get the impression he'd just sit on there. One thing that I was never over keen on, even with the original Optimus... I mean, I never had the original Optimus Prime, but when I did eventually get my hands on Optimus Prime, it was this kind of like this tilt downwards here. It doesn't sit level. And even these fold-out armatures things here don't level it up. So yeah, that was always a little kind of thing, like as to, you know, what's going on there kind of thing. It wasn't something that bothered me or kept me awake on a night. It was just like, why does it do that? Right, let's close that back up. There we go. All them back in, like so. Trailer there. Let's bring back in Sentinel Prime next to his trailer. Let's pop his arm up on it like that. And there we go. Yeah, I think I think that's it really. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about him. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's Optimus Prime, and you know, I mean, I think at this stage we've said everything we need to say about Optimus Prime, especially his G1 toy representation, because that's what it is. All I'll go back to is, you know, stating the fact that I just don't think it should have been called Sentinel Prime. But what are you going to do? And with that, I think really I'll just... Sorry. with that, just in case the microphone didn't pick that up, because I wandered away from the microphone a bit, I'll just bring everything back in. So we have the box there, a Sentinel and a trailer. We have all the paperwork paraphernalia. Oh my god, just dropped them 2 bits there. We have missiles and wheels accessories. We have his gun. We have roller. We have the energon axe, and we have the hose pipe and attachments. And oh, I did nearly forget. Yes, the blaster will fit in his hand like so. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to call it a day on this one. It was never going to be a long one, was this one, but I was just aware that when I was doing the Ultra Magnus video from last week, I didn't want to extend it any further past that 1 hour mark. Right, and with that, I'll hand back to myself, and we'll close this out. And that's pretty much it. I kind of included some of my final thoughts in that bit that you've just watched before coming back here. So, not wanting to repeat myself, which I'm probably going to do anyway because I have to round this out. Sentinel Prime is back with me here on the shelf. Yeah, I do like it. I'm happy I've got it, and I intentionally wanted it. I did pass on it originally, but then when I made that choice and that conscious decision to pick up the Diaclone variants, if you will, what with Corden and then the incoming Delta Magnus, this Sentinel Prime version just felt like a natural progression of that. I'd just like it to slot straight in there with that, you know, given those parameters of what I'm thinking with regards to collecting them. So yeah, fine. Again, I'll reiterate the fact I don't like and I don't understand why they've called him Sentinel Prime. I get they have to assign a name to it, but Sentinel Prime, I don't know. I still think that naming it something like pre-format convoy or something like that, something along those lines, would have been better. Yeah, I think it's just... But anyway, I like the colours of it. I think that the cab section could have done with being just a shade darker. And I'd have probably... I tell you what I would have done. This is what I would have done. And this is going to bring back some kind of like painful memories for me. But back in 2000, it was either 2000 2001, when they did the Ultra Magnus reissues, they did standard, they did the Diaclone colour, and then they did the translucent yellow plastic Diaclone. Not Diaclone, sorry, the translucent plastic Ultra Magnus. And the Prime cab section that you got with that was maybe a shade light. It was more yellow than what Sentinel is, but the leg sections were black. They were done in black plastic, and I think that colour would have been far better for this than the blue. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the yellowy orange and blue combination, but I think porting those colours over from that shining Magnus, as it was called, to this, I think would have worked better, and maybe gone with a different colour for the faceplate. The eyes, fine, but I'm just that's nitpicking. It's not really a criticism. It's just a nitpick and kind of a thing that, you know, do you think you could have considered this or something like that? But holding to the inspiration from the cartoon, it does what it needs to do. Oh, that was the other thing as well. The Dionauts that we get with them. So far, there's only the mini-bots, Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, Convoy, Optimus Prime, and this that haven't had any Dionauts with them. I can understand not having Dionauts with the mini-bots. I get that. But to not have a Dionaut with Prime, or Optimus Prime and Sentinel Prime, considering that we've been given a Dinonaut with Ultra Magnus and there's going to be one coming with Grimlock and Delta Magnus, yeah, I'm not sure about that choice. I don't understand why they didn't do that, unless at the point when they were planning the Missing Link line, they didn't have the consideration of including the Dinauts with them. Maybe it was a decision that was made when they thought they chose to do Sunstreaker. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here on that. So I think, nah, I don't think there's anything more I want to say. I'm glad I've got him. He'll fit right in. Love the black and white box. As a whole, generally, yes, I do like it, apart from one or two nitpicks, and I think it'll look great with on the shelf with that Delta Magnus and Cordon. The gallery and photos for Sentinel will come. They will be up on the website. I'll try to get them to go live Friday morning. These videos, this video will be going out on the Thursday, so I'll try and have the photos ready so they'll go live on the Friday. So if you check the link, there will be a link in the video description that you can click on, and it will take you to the site to view the gallery. And I'll have some comparison photos in there as well with Missing Link Prime. And I'll have to get him. I think he's packed away. I'll dig out my my Delta Magnus reissue as well. I'll maybe do some comparison photos of there. But I was going to leave him one till the Missing Link Delta Magnus came out, which isn't long now. Hopefully June, I think it is. Right, okay then. I think that's it. We'll round that out. So thank you for watching. Do all the usual stuff, the likes of, I don't need to remind you. Everyone always reminds you. I appreciate that stuff. And we'll see you again. Well, I'll see you when I see you. So for now, take care. All the best. Catch you soon.
Volt's a fucking icon.